Good morning from a beautifully sunny day in Iceland. Today we are doing the Silver Circle, which is a little circle loop around Husafell, kind of by Borgarnes, an hour and a half, just a short drive from Reykjavik. Along this site is a lot of geothermal activity, which you can see behind me with this hot spring, and some other things like even a glacier. I'd say the day's already off to a good start. We saw some elves this morning on our drive here. Where we are currently is Europe's most powerful hot spring, right here in the Silver Circle. So the reason why this is the most powerful hot spring in Europe is because of the high flow rate. And it's also very hot, 100 degrees Celsius it says. There is actually a hot spring spa and baths right beside this, and obviously it takes water from this hot spring to those baths and spas. It's called Krama. And then in addition to that, I'm getting hit by the sulfur right now, there is a greenhouse and a little food stand here, so I think we're gonna get some food there next. But really neat spot. So we went over to the food stand and got some things from there. And if you buy food at the food stand, you're welcome to come and eat in the greenhouse, which is obviously powered by the hot spring. They have tomatoes growing here, which are used in the tomato soup that Matt got, that we'll show later. But what I have right here is an Icelandic hot dog. If you come to Iceland, you have to have an Icelandic hot dog at some point. And we just recently discovered that I guess most of the hot dogs are made out of 80% lamb, which makes sense. And I don't know why we didn't know that before, but what is special about Icelandic hot dogs are they have like crispy onions on them and a special remoulade sauce and a special mustard. So it has lots of special toppings. And you can see this hot dog is pretty long and it has raw onion on it too. And I'm really excited to finally have my Icelandic hot dog on this trip. Nice snap, nice crunch from the onions, nice and saucy with all the different sauces they have on it. You can't beat an Icelandic hot dog.
I got tomato soup because it was really cold outside, so I figured it would warm me up, but holy cow, inside this greenhouse it is so toasty and humid, I don't even know if I need the tomato soup. So if you're feeling cold outside, you're here in the winter or fall, come inside the greenhouse, eat, and warm up.
So our next stop is at this visiting horse farm, literally a 5-minute drive from the hot springs. And these hot springs also go into this area. They have lots of geothermal activity here. They even bake bread in the ground, rye bread, which we tried last time when we were in Iceland, but that was on a tour on the Golden Circle. But this place, you can go up and close with the horses. We went in the stables. We did the stable visit. You can also ride horses here if you want, but it was a little bit not what we were expecting, because we pull up and there was already a huge group of people here that already started the tour, so we eventually joined up with them. So we were expecting hardly anyone here, so it was a little bit different than our expectations. But if you've never been up and close with the Icelandic horse before or tried Icelandic rye bread, it's a cool thing, and the rye bread and hot chocolate is included in the ticket price, but it was 2,000 Icelandic krona per person, and it came out to $30 total for the both of us, which is kind of pricey, but you know, that's Iceland. And one neat thing about this place is they said this guy, I can't remember if it was the grandfather or great-grandfather of the owners of this property, he was the first one to start heating his home with the geothermal waters, which is pretty neat and widely used across Iceland now. So the Silver Circle is actually home to some really stunning waterfalls too, like this one behind me called Hraunfossar. And we visited this last time we were in Iceland, but if I remember correctly, it was still a little green. Right now, it's completely autumn colors, and we have snow falling too, which makes it so magical. And we loved this waterfall the last time we visited because it's just such a unique waterfall. It's just a complete long stretch of all these little waterfalls cascading down, and then you have the water is super light blue and pretty from the glacial runoff of the glacier nearby, which we aren't going to stop and see today. But the last time we were here, we actually took a glacier tour where we went inside the glacier, so that's a possibility if you want to get into the glacier and walk on it. And there's also another waterfall just down from this one called Borgarnes, which has more of a tragic backstory where two brothers fell into it and died. And that's why it got its name, the Children's Waterfall. So we're going to walk down there and go check that out, and then head back into the car and save our tushies from getting too cold. Covered in snow. How fun. Now this stop isn't technically on the Silver Circle, it's just a bit off, but I consider it something you can do on your Silver Circle loop, and this is the Grábrók crater, not sure that's how you pronounce it, and this protected area is actually home to 3 different craters, but this one's the biggest and most notable, and it was formed as a fissure 3,000 years ago. And this is really cool. We can see really well into the crater. It's right behind me here, and then you can walk along the rim, which we are going to do. But oh my gosh, a lot of steps up to this puppy. Definitely takes your breath a little bit.
I just wanted to say, if you don't have crater hikes or crater rim hikes added to your list, definitely add them to your list. Last time we were here, we didn't do it. This time we're here, we did 2 of them. Yesterday, we did one in Snæfellsnes, and then now we're doing the one today. I guess it could depend on the time of year. Maybe in the summer, it might not be as fun to hike up one of these, but it's cold right now, so it warms you up. And it's really neat to get up above them, get a bird's eye view. You're really high up there, and you can see everything really good. So if you don't have any on your list, definitely add them.
So we didn't have many stops today because we were out late hunting for the northern lights last night. But we decided to check into our Airbnb a little bit early. It's golden hour. It's beautiful. And we found there is a freaking like little church chapel with the turf roof. It kind of looks like a Viking hut right beside our Airbnb. Like, what the heck is this? And the Airbnb, it's really cute. It sits out overlooks some water, and you can see Borgarnes from the other side if you go down the little path where this Viking hut is. But wow, I was not expecting this. Maybe I just didn't read the listing right, but this is really, really cool. You can see Matt's getting all the shots right now. I love that we're right next to the little chapel. It's like we have it all to ourselves. And then they have chairs sitting out here so you can watch the sunset and sunrise like we are right now. Really cool. And then they have 2 other cottages behind us there. It's a beautiful new morning in Iceland, and we had quite a little cute visitor this morning. There was a dog that was here on the property, and they came up and visited us, and they were very, very sweet. But last night we got a little preoccupied preoccupied with the northern lights. They were going on literally right behind us here. We had windows open that we could literally watch them from the bed, and we could see when they were really active, and we would step out and start filming them and taking pictures. And what was crazy is last night, not last night, but 2 nights ago, we saw the northern lights as well, but we could see the lights with our eyes, but we couldn't see them on video. But when we took pictures, we could see them. But last night, they were so vivid and so crazy that they came up on video, and we were watching them dance and move in front of our eyes. It was crazy. They were moving so fast. Just in a second, they could look totally different. And the best way I could describe it looking as is like wind blowing sand all around, like on a tray or something. Like, it was so cool. We couldn't believe it. So whenever people post videos of the aurora or photos, sometimes, yes, it does actually look like that. Super vivid and ribbons dancing all around. It was quite enchanting, and this was the perfect spot to see them because we could just see it from our bed. And we really loved this Airbnb. It was such a perfect place for a perfect night. It's like it's wind. Holy crap. And that concludes this video. Today is our final full day in Iceland, and that will be featured in the next video, where we're just going to be doing a few last things, but also hitting up Reykjavik. So we'll see you there. Bye.